JIT-TV, just in time.
Sanmanan Babugeli Makai and a very warm welcome to JIT-TV News, where we bring you nothing but politics, business, sports and also entertainment, all in one experience. Let's take a look at your headlines for today.
9 suspected armed robbers have been arrested in Harare and 9 rifles were recovered. Zimbabwe's new central bank governor vows to regain investor confidence. Highlanders coach wary of Uhuru Cup venue. Now, 9 suspected notorious armed robbers who were terrorizing business people and also raiding company premises countrywide have been arrested, and police recovered 9 firearms used to commit the offences. The suspects were arrested between Sunday and yesterday in separate incidents in Harare and Chitongwedza. Now, they are facing 5 robbery counts committed in Harare, Morewa and Shamva, among other areas. National Police spokesperson Assistant Commissioner Paul Nyati confirmed the arrests. He said the suspects were also linked to a case in which they robbed a security company in Eastleigh, Harare, of cash and property valued at $142,000 sometime in 2022. Now, South Africa's Department of Employment and Labour will extend the Unemployment Insurance Fund's Labour Activation Program set up to train those without permanent jobs to several provinces. According to Tulas Ngesi, South Africa is in the middle of an ever-challenging technological era, and this requires adaptation. As such, he said, there was a need for large-scale training to ensure that the unemployed have a variety of skills and can adapt to the ever-changing world of technology. This is reported by Prensa Latina, a partner of TV Bricks.
It's not a national department, it's a number of departments, integrated, coordinated in terms of their programs, coming into the provinces and meet with the provincial governments. The provincial governments, in turn, are supposed to be interacting with the districts. And through that district development program, which the president also launched, we think that we're able, therefore, to reach the ground. That's very, very critical. And even the monitoring, the implementation and the monitoring of this particular program, we want it to be done by those lower structures, and we think that it is going to work. And the fact that we're using also some NGOs in the training space who are right on the ground, we think that we are going to the lower levels now in the actual implementation. So that element of integrating horizontally with the provinces and the municipalities, it's taking this to the ground level.
Welcome to Zambezi River Lodge, Victoria Falls. Nestled on the banks of the mighty Zambezi River, right on the edge of the national park, Zambezi occupies the most unique and finest spot with the tranquility and seclusion every traveler seeks. Each of its well-appointed rooms is either garden or river facing, allowing you to soak in the serenity of the environment. The award-winning restaurant Amlonga offers delectable cuisine, which includes our famous high teas. To explore Victoria Falls from this fine location, book any of our packages now. Zambezi River Lodge. Relax, refresh, replenish.
Let's take a look at the African news for today. Now, Africa is anticipating the first ever Youth Olympic Games to be hosted on the continent in 2026 in Dakar, the capital of Senegal. Rescheduled to take place between October 31 and November 13, 2026, the proposed event is set to bring together the world's finest young athletes to compete in 35 different sports over 14 days. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach is reported to have expressed his support for Senegal's hosting of the Youth Olympics Games, noting Africa's unity and its sporting culture. With a young population and a passion for sports, it is time for Africa, it is time for Senegal, he noted in a report by Olympics.com. And now on your international news for today. Now, the U.S. is expecting Israel's military response to the Iranian strikes to be limited in scope, sources have told CNN. A senior administration official and other source familiar with the intelligence said it appeared Israel was considering a narrow and limited strike inside Iran. One of the sources said the U.S. has not been given official information on what the plans might be. The administration told the American broadcaster they would hope that they give them some warning so that they prepared to protect their personnel, not just military but diplomatic, throughout the region. The official added the U.S. was confident that there will be a de-escalation if Israel does not respond.
Secretary Blinken has been engaged in diplomacy over the past 24 hours through a series of calls to foreign counterparts, including Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, and Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan to make clear that escalation is not in anyone's interest and that countries should urge Iran not to escalate.
Local innovation with a global recognition. It's JIT-TV.
Shout out to you, the viewer. Shout out to all our advertisers for supporting this incredible channel, JIT-TV. If you want to participate, if you want to attach your quality product to all our quality brands, get in touch with us here at JIT-TV. Also support the razzmatazz, and we will surely give you value for your money. Indeed, that's what we do.
It's JIT-TV, just in time.
Step into the world of elegance and sophistication at the Zimbabwe Investment Summit 2024, taking place on the 2nd and 3rd of May at the beautiful, luxurious Radisson Hotel, OR Tambo. Prepare to be captivated by the distinguished presence of Zimbabwe's ambassador to South Africa, His Excellency Dr. David Hamadzilipi, and other esteemed guests. This summit promises to be an unforgettable experience, showcasing Zimbabwe's commitment to being open for business, ensuring no one and no place is left behind. Zimbabwe, ilizwe lakhiwa ngabanikazi balo, nyika inovakwa nevene vayo.
Let us quickly get down now to the business side of news for today. Now, Zimbabwe's new central bank governor vowed to restore confidence in the institution that's repeatedly failed to stabilize prices and the nation's currency. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is rolling out a back to basics plan that will initially focus on consolidating the introduction of the nation's new national currency, the ZiG. John Moshanyavanu said in a circular to staff. It will also seek a paradigm shift in culture at the bank to rebuild its credibility and relevance. He said the currency has strengthened 1.5% since its introduction and traded at 13.36 per US dollar on Tuesday, according to central bank data. Now, the ruling ZANU-PF has issued a stern warning to black market traders whom it has accused of running down the recently introduced gold-backed currency ZiG. Speaking at a press conference Monday, ZANU-PF Secretary for Information and Publicity, Christopher Mojrangwa, said only the price of gold should determine the exchange rate of the ZiG, and security apparatus were on the lookout for those trading at a false value. Mojrangwa further slammed economist Professor Gift Mogano for allegedly poisoning learners in business and financial schools.
At Hewlett's, we believe in a sweet future. A sweet future for our country, planet, and community.
Protec was founded in 1982 with the mission of assisting previously disadvantaged youth for successful entry into STEM-based careers. Protec Tongaat opened its doors in 1991, and from day one, Tongaat Hewlett has played a vital role in ensuring our continued success and growth. Each year, Protec Tongaat supports approximately 120 learners from grades 10 to 12 with an aptitude in maths and science from low socioeconomic backgrounds.
We get career exposure with site visits, career counseling and job shadowing to help us make a more informed career choice.
Studying at Protec has allowed me to rank in the top 10 performing electrical engineering graduates at the UT.
Growing a sweet future is not only about financial support. It is also about creating opportunities. Tongaat Hewlett has employed 33 Protec engineering students and have been a partner of Protec for over 30 years, and our support will continue into the future.
Hewlett's, growing a sweet future.
Let's take a look at your JIT-TV News weather focus. Finally, on your sports news. Now, Highlanders coach Kelvin Kaindu is feeling cautious about the venue as his side prepares for the Independence Cup match against rivals Dynamos at Morambinda B High School in Manicaland. Kaindu told the media that he can only be sure of how he is going to approach the upcoming battle after assessing the pitch since it's not a stadium. Highlanders are the defending champions of the Uhuru Cup against beating Dynamos 5-3 on penalties in Mount Darwin last year. Bosso comes into Thursday's encounter with confidence over their rivals, whom they 2-0 on the opening day of the ongoing league marathon, marking Kaindu's first win against Dynamos in his coaching career in Zimbabwe. Meanwhile, both Highlanders and Dynamos have arrived in Morambinda ahead of the big game. The two sides travelled to the venue on Tuesday.
It's a game that has got a lot of explosives, and we don't want to dwell much on the way that they have performed. We know what they are capable of doing, and we hope that we just keep on the momentum. Yeah, we did, but this game is gone, and we are not sure the environment or in terms of the way where we are going to play. I think that will also maybe determine how we are going to approach the game in terms of how we are going to play our game. We have to change our approach to the game.
And that is all from me to you. A huge thank you for joining me today. As always, kindly please comment and follow us on all our social media platforms on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also TikTok. Or rather, you can go to our website at www.JIT-TVzw. Signing out, it is Andile Gugulethu Ntombi Wagcindu Mahlaba. Have yourselves an amazing day.
Zimbabwe, Nyika Yakanaka. Zimbabwe is a landlocked country between the Zambezi and Limpopo rivers, surrounded by SADC countries like South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, and Mozambique. The name Zimbabwe stems from a Shona term for Great Zimbabwe. It's the ruins of an ancient city dating back to between the 11th and 15th centuries, are made entirely of stone and span over 1,800 acres. Ask us about arranging a visit here. The highlands are known for their natural environment, with tourist destinations such as Nyanga, Chimanimane, Vumba and Chirinda Forest at Mount Selinda. Victoria Falls, one of the 7 wonders and one of the world's biggest and most spectacular waterfalls, is located in the country's extreme northwest and is part of the Zambezi River. The Victoria Falls National Park is also in this area and is one of the 8 main national parks in Zimbabwe, the largest of which is Hwange National Park. Matobo Hills National Park is one of the country's most interesting parks from a cultural perspective. It's not only very scenic, it also has a rich human history. Once inhabited by Bushmen, there's a superb collection of well-preserved rock art dating back at least 13,000 years. Lake Kariba is one of the biggest man lakes that is famous for the mystical creature Nyami Nyami and is a popular African travel destination. Zimbabwe is showing a steady growth path economically according to the World Bank review. This is a significant improvement after a 2-year recession due to COVID-19 and other factors. Zimbabwe's agriculture has taken its status of being the breadbasket of Africa, with its land reform program showing phenomenal signs of growth and yields produced by Zimbabweans for Zimbabweans. Land is certainly a good story to tell. Zimbabwe is now the fastest growing third world country in Africa and the world at large. Zimbabwe, Musha Wakanaka. Zimbabwe is blessed with amazing fauna and flora, minerals and many natural resources. It is one of the world's biggest producers of gold and the 3rd biggest producers of platinum. The mining sector remains very lucrative, with some of the world's largest platinum reserves being mined. The Marange diamond fields, discovered in 2006, are considered the biggest diamond find in over a century. So if you need a world-class African country to do business while touring this majestic landscape and seeing the Big 5, Zimbabwe is the destination of choice. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe.
JIT-TVzw, just in time.
Have you ever wondered how the beautiful nation of Zimbabwe wrestled its freedom from the iron grip of colonial rule? The journey to independence was far from easy, marked by struggle, sacrifice, and an unyielding desire for self-determination. Let's unravel this intriguing tale together. In the late 19th century, Zimbabwe, known then as Southern Rhodesia, found itself under the control of the British South Africa Company, led by Cecil Rhodes. This marked the beginning of a long, arduous colonial era. The indigenous people, however, were not content to remain under British rule. The early 20th century saw a rise in African nationalist movements demanding the restoration of their land rights and political power. The 1950s and 60s brought a seismic shift in the political landscape of Southern Rhodesia. Ian Smith, a fervent believer in white minority rule, ascended to power. His reign witnessed the infamous unilateral Declaration of Independence in 1965, an act that severed ties with Britain but kept the white minority in control. This move sparked international outrage and sanctions, further isolating the country. The 1970s were rife with turmoil as guerrilla warfare erupted between the Rhodesian government and African nationalists. Key figures emerged during this time, including Robert Mugabe, who would later play a pivotal role in Zimbabwe's journey to independence. This period of conflict, known as the Rhodesian Bush War, was a brutal fight for control that would last a decade. The turning point came in 1979 with the Lancaster House Agreement. This treaty ended the Bush War and set the stage for democratic elections. In 1980, the people of Zimbabwe cast their votes in the country's first majority rule elections. Robert Mugabe emerged victorious, marking the dawn of a new era. Zimbabwe had finally claimed its independence. In a nutshell, Zimbabwe's journey to independence was a tumultuous one, marked by colonial rule, nationalist movements, political upheaval, guerrilla warfare, and finally, democratic elections. The struggle for independence was a testament to the unbreakable spirit of the Zimbabwean people, their resilience, and their unwavering pursuit of freedom. From the establishment of southern Rhodesia by the British, through the rise of African nationalist movements and the reign of Ian Smith, to the unilateral declaration of independence and the ensuing guerrilla warfare, Zimbabwe's struggle for independence was fraught with challenges. The defining moments of this journey were the Lancaster House Agreement and the subsequent democratic elections. These events ushered in a new era for Zimbabwe, shaking off the shackles of colonial rule and paving the way for a future defined by the people of Zimbabwe. This is the inspiring story of Zimbabwe, a nation that rose from the ashes of colonial subjugation to claim its rightful place in the world. It's a testament to the power of unity, resilience, and the indomitable will of a people to determine their own destiny. Before we continue with our exploration of Zimbabwe's rich history, we'd like to take a moment to thank you, our valued viewers. Your interest, support, and engagement are what make it possible for us to bring these incredible stories to life. If you've enjoyed this journey through Zimbabwe's tumultuous past, from colonial rule to the struggle for independence, we invite you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. This will enable you to stay updated on our latest content and help us continue to share the fascinating tales of human resilience, unity, and the indomitable spirit of nations like Zimbabwe. Remember, your support fuels our work and helps us bring more intriguing narratives from all corners of the globe. So don't forget to engage with us and become part of our growing community of history enthusiasts. Now let's delve back into Zimbabwe's captivating story. As we continue our journey, let's delve deeper into the post-independence era of Zimbabwe. This period marked a significant shift in the nation's history, characterized by both remarkable triumphs and daunting challenges. The newly independent nation, under the leadership of Robert Mugabe, sought to navigate its way through the complexities of self-governance and international politics. Mugabe's leadership, while initially hailed as a beacon of hope, soon began to cast a long shadow over the nation. His policies and actions had a profound impact on the country, with effects that resonate to this day. However, it's essential to remember that Zimbabwe's story is not solely defined by its leaders, but by its people who have shown remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. Today, Zimbabwe stands at a crossroads, grappling with the legacy of its past and the promise of its future. The country continues to navigate economic challenges, political changes, and social transformations, all while striving to build a better future for its people. Join us as we explore the fascinating journey of Zimbabwe in the post-independence era. We will delve into the intricacies of its history, the dynamism of its people, and the hope that fuels its continued progress. This journey requires us to look beyond the headlines to understand the heart of a nation that refuses to be defined by its struggles, but instead by its unyielding spirit and the promise of a brighter tomorrow.
The revolution shall be televised. JIT-TV, just in time.